Welcome, fellow knights. It's Pixelated-Apollo, and we are back in the wonderful world of Middle-earth. This is another massive battle in Third Age Total War. This one is a 3 vs 3 between some very powerful factions, and they are ready to go toe-to-toe in a gruesome battle of justice. You know how it goes. So today we're playing on the map called the Beacon of Gondor, which is a really cool map because if you look back here, you can actually see the beacon. And it's not just a beacon, it's the beacon of Gondor. You can see pretty far, a couple miles. You know, if you see an invading army, you can get ready. Sound the alarm, get ready the troops. We are being attacked. Anyways, it's a cool map, but it's not exactly even. So for this side, they get to deploy up on this massive hill, so they definitely have a terrain advantage. But you know, war is not fair, and sometimes you gotta come up with strategies to take away their advantage, and you get the advantage in return. So anyways, let's go ahead and begin this fight. On one side we have Harad teaming up with the Elves, so we got the High Elves, and then over here we have the Sylvan Elves hiding in the trees. Classic Elves. And then they are facing pretty much an alliance of men. So we have Gondor right near the beacon, which, you know, makes sense because they're Gondor except for those cave trolls. And then we have the Free Peoples of Eriador who is teaming up with Gondor, and then the final army is the Easterlings. We've got Rune, who is, I guess there's a little bit of a feud between elves and men, and this is like after the ring was destroyed, and the Easterlings and the Haradrim are a little bit divided on who they want to fight for. So, yeah, that's our backstory for today. War between men and elves. Alright, so let's get started with the army comps. We will start in that same order. Harad is commanded by Jogadale, and he's bringing a very powerful skirmishing army, so it's mostly skirmishers, which is really interesting. He's bringing the Southron archers, so they're in loose formation in the front. He's got 2 units of Haradrim raiders, so it's a skirmishing cav. They look pretty cool. And then for his heavy infantry, he's got about 4 units of dismounted serpent guard, 4 units of trollmen of Harad, and then he's bringing more skirmishers. He's got the Muhad tribesmen, so a lot of Javies, which is really interesting. You don't see them too often in pitch battles, more in like siege battles, so it's gonna be pretty cool how he uses them in this fight. He has a catapult, so another skirmishing unit there, and then he's got some heavy cav. He's got the serpent guard, very nasty cav there. Let's go ahead and look at his ally. We've got the High Elves commanded by the Old Waffle. He's bringing the Eldarinway archers, so I think 4 units of them. He's got 3 units of the swordsmen. He's bringing some smiths, and he's also got some spearmen over here in the front line, so that's his main force, so, you know, the first line of defense. He's got 2 units of the Mithilan nobles, and he has a ballista to counter enemy artillery, which is always a smart decision there. And I don't think he's bringing any cav. Wow, except for this 1 cav unit. So that's strange. Let's see how that works out for him. Let's now look at the final ally of this side. It is the Sylvan Elves commanded by Sin of the Dark Cloud. Excuse me. He's bringing some Sylvan heavy spearmen. He's got some Sylvan spearmen, so a lot of spears so far. He's bringing the Woodland Warriors, a nice great axe unit. He's got some Sylvan heavy swordsmen. We've got some heavy archers in the back, mixed in with the Sentinels of the Woodland Realm, so a lot of archers. Here's the Sindar archers, usually for the General's bodyguard, and he's also bringing horse archers. I think for the Sylvan Elves, you can only bring horse archers, so about 3 units of them. So that's their armies. Let's now look at their opponents, starting with Gondor. He's defending this brave beacon. Wait, no, he's being brave defending the beacon. Why a beacon can't be brave? Anyways, he's bringing. Oh, by the way, it's commanded by Jack Daniels. He's got some Swan Knights. He's got the Fountain Guard. Oh, Gondor is just so nasty. They are such a good faction. Got a lot of Fountain Guard, and then he's got some Citadel Guard. So a lot of spears to hold the line, and then we just have some standard spearmen, some Gondor infantry. We have cave trolls. For whatever reason, people should ban them. You know, Gondor is strong enough. They don't need cave trolls. Like, what is that? Whose idea was that to add that to their roster? I just don't get it. Then he's got the Blackroot Vale archers, Athelian archers mixed in there as well. He's got a trebuchet, more rangers, and in the back he's got some Swan Knights for his cav, and more Gondor infantry. So interesting. That's his army. Let's now look at the center, Free Peoples of Eriador, commanded by Barry Knight. He's got the Grey Company, a missile cav. He's got the Knights of Anumanas. And over here he has some Hobbit archers. He's got the Arnor pikemen. So of course the free peoples of Eriador, they have access to the Kingdom of Arnor roster basically. And then he's got the Arnor men-at-arms as his sword melee. He's got some dismounted Dunedain knights, more heavy cav, more gray company on this wing. He has the dismounted Dunedain knights, so a couple more units of them in the back, some battle ready Dunedain, some rangers, catapult, and another battle-ready Dunedain. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and look at the final army, which of course is Rune, commanded by Putin on the Ritz. He is bringing a ballista. He's got some Luk Rim archers, Luk Gamp Rim. This is a like a spear unit, kind of like a polearm kind of unit. He's bringing the Luk Flag Rim, or Luk Flag Rim. And he's got the Luk Innis Rim for his heavy cav. And he also has some weaker troops, the Klansmen, some Clans Guard. They aren't weak, they're actually very good. And that's pretty much his army. So let's play this. Now the first thing that I noticed about these armies is that they're not bringing a lot of cav, which is kind of surprising because cav is so important in Medieval 2. Even in 3rd Age, it's probably not oh my god, I can't talk today. It's not as important as Medieval 2, but it's still pretty important. God, that's what I was trying to say. But we do have more cav charging from the trees. Look at that, sneaky from Rune. And this is where the battle's gonna first start, right here, between the Raiders and the Luk Innis Rim. Someone said I should pronounce it like Look, so that's what I'm gonna go with. I just can't seem to pronounce that name right, so bear with me, guys. So pretty gruesome cav battle here. He should probably disengage, get out of that fight, and then he's got more troops running up forward. He's got his archers now getting into position. So he is going to try to skirmish his enemy to death, which, you know, makes sense because he has a skirmishing army. And we've got more Serpent Guard forming up over here, trying to protect his archers. Rune is just kind of sitting back. He's not moving too much. He's not being too aggressive. He's just firing his archers, trying to get a couple kills before he actually does move forward his infantry and the rest of his cav. Harad, I like this. I like how mobile he's being. He's really being aggressive, getting into a good position and trying to fire back. Let's go ahead and see what everyone else is doing. What is this? Looks like Gray Company running down a little bit. Again, look at their range. Just because of that terrain advantage, they have a huge range. Well, they have a huge advantage in the terrain. You know what I mean? God, today is just a rough day for commentary. I don't know what it is. But yeah, they've got really good range. Again, is what I was trying to say. The catapult is now firing at the elven archers. He's going to move up his ballista and try to take out that catapult. Again, ballista is the absolute king at taking out enemy artillery. That's why we're seeing them more and more often in 3rd Age battles and battles. In most Medieval 2 battles, you'll see them more often just because they're so useful. And players are adapting to the wooden catapult, especially in siege battles. Oh, here comes another volley. Oh, just missed some. Oh, it hit that guy, but he's still okay. It's just a flesh wound. But you got the guys back here, the archers, having a tough time against the Hobbit archers and the very elite rangers. There goes that ballista. See, did he take one out? Yep. See, it's almost automatic. You just one volley, you take out a catapult. It's that simple. So he's just got one more to take out. Let's see if he can take it out here. Here comes the next volley. Going straight for that. Oh, took out some men though. Here comes two more. Let's see. Yep. See, so automatic. Remember, guys, if you're facing someone with a catapult, always bring that ballista. It will help you out a lot. Now we've got a very intense archer fire going on here between Rune and Harad. The East is at war, and it's a very bloody war. The catapult is releasing hell. It looks like they're doing a lot of damage against the heavy cav. He's going to charge in, and then we've got the Serpent Guard doing a counter charge, and the epic cav melee has begun. Oh, that catapult, it's getting awfully close to his infantry. Here we go, taking out some heavy cav, about 3 units there. And the archers are getting a lot of friendly fire, but it might be worth it because I think he's taking out more of the enemy than his own troops. But yeah, here comes the clan guard. Here comes some clansmen. He's going to retreat back his archers. The first line of defense is the trollmen of Harad. What was that? Uh-oh. One of the catapults have been destroyed, and some men randomly dying right there. They are so ashamed. I guess, does Rune have a ballista? I'm not too sure. Where did that come from? But we got a charge coming in. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's got a ballista. That's the only way he can take out that catapult like that. So here comes an infantry charge right into the trollmen of Harad. And let's head back over here. I want to make sure we don't miss anything. Oh yes, we do have a couple cav charges from the Free Peoples of Eriador. They are charging into some archers. It looks like they took out a ton there. But the spears of the High Elves are ready. They're ready for duty, and they are trying to protect their fallen comrades. We also have Gondor pushing over some Swan Knights. You got to be careful though. I mean, if you're going to charge, you can't be indecisive because you're going to get hit hard by those elven bows, those elven arrows. So if you're going to go in, don't disengage. Look, he lost a couple troops there. It wasn't terrible, but it can definitely get worse. So the Sylvan Elves trying to protect the flank here, and this battle is pretty chaotic, guys. This is pretty epic. Here's another cav charge from the Knights of Anumanas. They are breaking from the fight, though. Man, a unit of 27 breaking. That's pretty surprising from an elite cav like that. The Elves are not going to let them break so easily. They're not going to let them get away. They're going to try to chase down a couple, take a couple out, make sure they don't return. Let's head back over to this side of the fight because there is some infantry that are doing battle right here. The Trollmen are surrounding the clan's guard. It's a little strange that Rune just charged in a couple troops at a time. Usually, if you're going to charge in, you want to send in your army all at once. But here comes the next wave from Rune. And oh my god, are they getting wiped out from javies and arrows. This unit needs to be going a lot faster. Every yard that they pass, they lose about 3 men. Okay, it's probably not that bad, but I don't know. It might be that bad. It's getting pretty nasty for them. They just need to get into the fight, and oh my god, this is not good. Never clump up your troops like this, guys. Oh, but it looks epic as hell. That is for sure. And the Trollmen are going to flank around these guys, and Rune is making a very costly mistake. Now, he is grouping up. It's not super bad, but he needs to protect his flank. That is for sure. He's got to be careful about that. Look at all those golden soldiers fighting for their lives. Oh, and they're already breaking. A unit of 22 breaking. The Javies are just too much. And Harad looks like he's gonna wipe out the Easterlings. He's got his cav chasing down the unprotected heavy archers here. So you always got to try to protect your archers from enemy cav. What do we have over here? A small fight as well. The Serpent Guard chasing down the Clan's Guard. And we have some clansmen. It looks like they returned from the fight. But Rune making some costly mistakes. I think he was a little too aggressive with his heavy cav. He should have played his strength, which was that hill. He really gave up that hill. And then here's a hammer and anvil from the Serpent Guard on the poor runic forces. That's going to cause them to break really quickly. And if Harad can win this without losing too many casualties, that is going to be a game changer, especially on trying to take out that hill. Now, if we look at the other side of the battle, it seems like it's simmered down a little bit. There's a lot of skirmishing going on. There's a couple catapults firing. Oh, took out a couple elves there. Yes, both volleys taking out some elves. So I think the elves are just going to fall back and wait for their ally to clean up the mess over here, because that's exactly what he's doing. Harad has a very healthy army, and he just took out an entire army without losing what? He probably only lost like 100 men here. And that's really good. I mean, it's pretty tough to take out entire armies like that. But the archers are breaking. And Rune is just... they are suffering. They are certainly suffering. Yeah, I think he should have just fell back. You know, he was just really far away from his teammates. Oh, what is this, though? The Free Peoples charging into the archers with his Knights of Anumanas. A unit of 17 bravely charging into a very healthy army, but they need to quickly get out of there because we've got some Serpent Guard closing in on the flank. So yes, they are going to disengage. Alright, so if we look at the battlefield, there's a lot of dead golden soldiers over here. Harad just had their way with them, and now they're gonna just move on to the next army. Jeez, look at that. It is a golden battlefield. And that is not a good thing for Rune. So what they have to do is completely rely on this hill. I mean, they could try to be aggressive But Gondor needs to march his army right next to, like, they need to join forces and just try to hold and use the hill and take out the other armies, because they are outnumbered at this point of the battle. Alright guys, so I made a little cut there. The elves were falling back down the hill, and it looks like Gondor is actually going to go for a charge here. I don't know how I feel about this. This seems to be really risky, but I think what they're going to try to do is take out the elves before Harad shows up. But just the elves are so healthy that I don't think they're going to have enough troops to do it in time. This is going to be very costly, very aggressive approach. I think they should have just camped the hill, honestly. Oh, there goes the trolls. The trolls of Gondor just ripping through those poor elves. And then we've got the Citadel Guard charging in. We've got a very big collision of infantry. This is like my favorite part of Total War. Just watching infantry just charge in after each other. The Gondor infantry taking on the elven spears here, the heavy elven spears. And then we've got the Mithlin nobles as a reserve unit getting into position, ready to reinforce the lines. If there's any gaps or holes, or if any troops are starting to waver, they will refill and, you know, keep the fight up, the good fight up. And the trolls swinging their warhammers of justice. Woodland warriors trying to protect the flank. I think the elves are gonna... Oh, what is this? Oh, the Swan Knights. And we do have a little bit of a cav engagement here. The Swan Knights were able to catch up to the Sylvan Horse Archers and actually cut them down. That is not good for the Sylvan Elves. Let's head back to this main infantry battle here, because this is a pretty beautiful fight. The Fountain Guard are in a good position right behind the trolls. And then more Fountain Guard taking on some elves. Oh my god, the catapult getting a ton of friendly fire. That was not very wise to use that trebuchet in the middle of a big brawl like this. You are more likely to get some friendly fire than actually kill some of the enemy forces. Let's just enjoy this very epic battle here. And then we'll kind of look around at what else is going on. We got a lot of reserves here. Gondor going in by himself. Now the Free Peoples are now charging in. This is now or never. I mean, you got to support your ally. If he's going to be aggressive, you just got to go in. You got to take out the elves before Harad comes to your flank. What they should do with their archers is actually focus their archers on Harad that's currently flanking around. They might be able to pepper them down a little bit before they actually get their infantry in range of their infantry. We do have a couple forces waiting in reserve to try to slow them down. And of course, we've got the Grey Company just waiting. They're like, oh my god, Rune did nothing against these guys. This is what we get relying on the Easterlings. Alright, so let's head back over here. They're still not quite in range of the elven infantry, but we do have some elven reserves. The archers firing down at the infantry as they charge down the hill. We got the Mithlin nobles flanking around. This is not good. This is why you do not want to charge in by yourself. He's getting double teamed and outflanked. But the Fountain Guard should be able to hold for a decent amount of time. Right in the sight of the Beacon of Gondor. So I think they're reforming here. I think they are doing a lot of damage against the elves. And here comes the Free Peoples of Eriador charging at the archers. It looks like the elves are down to just archers to hold the line. Look at, they're firing right at these guys. Oh, the arrows from the Rangers coming in. Rangers versus elves. There's the knights charging their knights. Oh, the banner carrier. He's like, I'm charging in too. Yes. Come on, save the banner. Protect the banner. Alright, let's see what's going on over here. There's a little bit of a tussle, guys. The reserves that's protecting the flank now engaged with Harad. This is so vital. Whoever's going to win this battle, it will be determined right here and right now. If the Free Peoples of Eriador, if they can hold this flank for a little bit longer as they double team against the elves, then they could possibly turn this battle around. Very cool shots right there. Not looking good though. I mean, the Battle Ready Dunedain, they're a pretty nasty unit, but if you outflank them, they're really not that tough. And that's the problem with having such a small reserve, is trying to hold back this huge horde of Haradrim troops. Oh, the Dunedain Rangers fighting off the Serpent Guard. What do we have back here? I think this is Gondor's general. He needs to be careful. He needs to be aware. Yes, this is his general. He's right here in the cape. He could be cut down. You don't want to lose your general at this very important part of the battle. Alright, so let's head back. Let's see this fight. This has been a very chaotic, very beautiful battle so far. I've greatly enjoyed this one. You know, whenever there's huge clusters of infantry fighting each other, it just can't get any better than that. And the trolls, swing them around, boys. Those trolls, man. I mean, again, does Gondor need trolls? No, but they'll still bring them. They will still bring them. The balance of power still in favor of the elves. I think the elves are doing their job. They're trying to get as many kills as possible. We've got some pikemen now. They're going to be able to flank around the elves, get behind them at this tree. This tree has seen so much death. Such a, a tree symbolic of life. Now it has to sit here and witness so much death. War is hell. War is hell. Even in fantasy worlds. Alright, let's see how things are going over here. The elves still holding on with their archers. I mean, it seems like the Free Peoples of Eriador, they have an endless amount of archers. But this is not a good sign right here. Harad is now taking control of this higher ground that he can now use against the Free Peoples in Gondor. The Blackroot Vale archers now getting charged by the Serpent Guard. Oh, I wish he left one pike unit to protect these guys. Just something to slow them down. But these archers, yeah, he's going to get them out of there. This is still pretty good. He can get a good amount of kills. I mean, Harad is pretty much grouped up. It's like firing into a barrel trying to kill fish. I just destroyed that analogy. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. That's what I was going for. The Fountain Guard, though, they're having a tough time. Even though they have the elves surrounded and the trolls are like swimming in elves and the pikemen are behind, just poking them to death. That didn't sound right, but you know what I mean? The elves are holding. Victory is almost a certainty for them. That's impressive. How's it going over here? Well, the Free Peoples of Eriador, they are victorious. So they're running down the enemy forces, making sure they do not return. Looks like the Sylvan Heavy Elves are running away. They're archers, and there goes the Elven General, dead to the hands of some Dunedain Knights. And yeah, I think he's just trying to be annoying at this point. The Sins of the Dark Cloud. He's just... And I mean that in a good way, as in he's trying to keep his archers alive. And if the Free Peoples of Eriador, if he tries to chase him down, his troops are going to get really tired. But if he stops chasing them down, then the archers are just going to stop running and then firing. They're going to continue fire at him. My goodness, my commentary. Some days I don't know if I'm just tired. Just sometimes when I try to say something, it comes out completely different. But you guys know that. I've been doing that for a long time. You guys get what I'm saying. And the elves are amazingly holding here. They killed trolls. They were out, surrounded. But they're going to fight back to back. They need to send more troops to reinforce this. Let's see what's going on against Harad and the Rangers. So you got some troops. Oh, jeez. Are they running for the general? You got to keep your general close by something. Like, you got to have your general close to, allies. You can't just have him sitting up here. But, he could hold this wall. Oh, these Blackroot Vale archers are breaking with a unit of 77. That's pretty tragic there. Hopefully they return to the battlefield. A lot of dead rangers over here. And the trollmen are just walking over them. The balance of power is way in favor of the elves and Harad, but the battle is far from over. Anything is possible. I mean, the kill percentages are pretty close. So even though the balance of power is, shifting more obviously in one side, it's not impossible for the men to win this battle. What are they? Are they still chasing? Please don't tell me you're chasing. Okay, good. Yeah, you can't be chasing. Oh, they're gonna be tired. The elves are just not gonna give up here. Look at that. Look at that. They've been trying to run down these elves, and the elves are just completely bamboozled them. They have retreated up this hill and now firing down the hill. and just taking out tons of men-at-arms. And there's nothing you can do. Oh, who died? Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure who's general. I think that was the Free People's general. But here comes the very powerful Harad. After winning some very important victories, he's going to come over this way and support his elven brothers. He's got his serpent guard right at the backs of the Free Peoples of Eriador as they try to circle around the elves. But again, the elves are fighting back to back. They get their power from this nearby tree. The tree gives them power, kind of like Superman gets his power from the sun. They get theirs from the trees. That's why they make cookies from trees. Delicious cookies too. Alright, so Harad is just kind of sitting up here using the hill advantage. And, you know, I think the biggest mistake for the Free Peoples of Eriador and Gondor is to chase these guys down. And that's why you need 1 unit of cav alive. You need to keep some cav alive for the late game to try to take out archers. Because infantry is just not going to do it. And this is what's happening right here. He's trying to run down the archers, but they are just getting wiped out. There we go. He's going to do a desperate charge. Nope. Nope. See you later. Elves doing what they do best. This is like guerrilla warfare over here. This is such a cool position right here. Elven defense. Love it. So they're getting some good volleys. I don't think they have enough troops to win this one. I think it's safe to say that this one is over. Most of their infantry has been defeated by the small force of elves here, even though, oh my god, look at the carnage that took place near this tree. This tree just witnessed the very deadliest part of this battle. But it's going to be very fertile now. It's got all this, you know, of course, all these bodies will decay and turn into very rich soil. And who knows, maybe it'll grow another tree for some company or something like that, you know? What am I even talking about? Alright, so I think the general up here is having some success. Or he's just doing a last-minute general charge. So, I mean, what a strange turn of events. I mean, it seemed like the elves were going to be just wiped out. But the elven players did a really good job of not giving up, holding back-to-back, you know, waiting for their ally to show up. And then the other elven player, the Sylvan Elves, I think his name is Sin, he did a great job of just running his archers around and just firing left and right. And because Gondor didn't have any cav, there was nothing he could have done. He was trying to chase them down, but they were too fast. His infantry got too tired, and they just got shot down from arrows, the elven arrows. So now the Gondorian general is going to put up his last stand right here. We've got archers firing down at the very... Oh my god, Harad is just like untouched. That is ridiculous. Come on, Gondor. Come on, Gondor. You can do this. The men here are just standing there like, oh my god. Oh my god. I knew I shouldn't have signed up for the military. I should have been a farmer. I should have listened to my mother. Ah, man. What can you do? What can you do? Every second they get closer. Come on, archers. Keep up that fire. They're like, get ready, men. Who wants to live forever? Who wants to live forever?
We're under attack.
They're getting ready to charge. A little bit of friendly fire there from the archers. There we go. They're charging and charge, man. Charge. Charge. Only a couple are a little hesitant back here. Oh, they're getting hit hard from archers. That is pretty gruesome. Yeah, take out that banner carrier. Come on, take out a couple. Oof, those Javies, they still have ammo. Those Muad tribesmen. So I really like Haran's army comp. Now, I don't know how good it is because, I don't know, I feel like the player he went against was a bit of a newer player. Now, I don't want to assume that because the last time I did that, the player got offended and he was like, I'm not new. A bunch of people were telling me he wasn't new and stuff, but, you know, if you're not new, I'm sorry. I mean, it just, you know, sometimes you play Total War and you have really bad battles. It happens to me all the time, but you know, I'm not the greatest player either. But yeah, sometimes you have bad battles, and Rune kind of struggled there, and Harad was really able to take advantage of that, using this pretty powerful skirmishing force. I would like to see more battles with more skirmishing armies in 3rd Age, and just see how effective they are. Because again, 3rd Age is more infantry focused, so it was pretty cool to see that. Pretty cool. So we're just going to watch the last stand from the Gondorians. We even have some elven archers. This is what's left. These were the archers who were running around. There goes the Gondorian general, dead at the hands of some trollmen. And that is going to wrap up today's battle. Now, a very chaotic battle. It wasn't exactly super close, but it was certainly epic. You know, if Rune just got a couple more kills, or not even more kills, but if they just slowed down Harad. So if we look at the battlefield over here, there's a lot of golden troops. I mean, look at the card. Look at that. Look at that. I don't even see any dead Harad. I see like a couple. The rest is just gold. There's already like peasants running to the battlefield, you know, getting all the souvenirs from the fight so they can sell them, or maybe even put it on. Join the battle, join the war. Probably not. They're probably going to sell the equipment. All right, so we're going to fast forward because honestly, I don't know what's left here. Looks like nobody wants to admit defeat. There we go. There we go. Admit defeat. Average victory. Jokudale getting 2,454 kills. Obviously, he was leading the way there. His opponent that he faced only got 522. So, pretty rough start for him, but that's okay, you know, Total War, stuff like that happens all the time. The Old Waffle getting the second most kills on his team, 1,400, and Sin of the Dark Cloud getting 1,000 kills. So everybody did well. The Elves did really well teaming up together and holding against that wave of Gondor and the Free Peoples of Eriador. By the way, Gondor getting the most kills, no surprise there. Very good faction, especially when you add trolls to the faction, and Barry Knight getting the second the most kills on his team, so 1,400. If we look at the results here, let's see who did the best. Oh, the Serpent Guard, 364 kills. I'm sure most of those were like running down, retreating, or running down archers. But wow, a lot of the troops getting like 100, 200, in the high like 70s, couple units there. I think the lowest got, let's see, 47, no, 27 is his lowest, his Haradrim Raiders, which was probably that cav unit he charged in right at the beginning. His catapult only got 15 kills there. So, you know, sometimes artillery is not that great in a field battle. But again, guys, that's going to wrap up this battle. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And be sure to send in some 3rd Age replays because I will be looking at them. And yeah, so again, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, leave a comment, and I will see you next time.